influence you to do what they want. So they're just a friendlier version of the dominant leader.
They're a nice dominant leader.
Yeah, they're super nice, but they're sort of influencing you down the path that they want, which doesn't open up honest, open discourse. They're not soliciting your
it
ideas.
sounds like manipulating you to do whatever they want in a nice way.
Yes, and I actually have another one in my book that I call the manipulative leader that's just a little more Machiavellian in there, like that they actually are doing it intentionally to manipulate you, which is sort of the worst version of the influential leader that will do it more in a more transparent way, that they're, they do it for their own gain. That's sort of the distinction I made. So an influential leader does it because they actually believe they're doing it for the good of the organization, whereas a manipulative leader does it for their own personal or professional gain.
It reminds me of an article that I read, like, I think a month ago, and he took the biggest entrepreneurs, Elon Musk, and I think it was Jeff Bezos or whatever, and they said that one of the characteristics that they have is that they're some kind of a sociopath, and they think about themselves as more than others, and they got lots of answers, feedback, and comments to that. And I think that it relates to what you said at the beginning. What is a leader? What is the meaning of a leader? And at first, I think that we have some kind of a image of what is a leader. And second, I think that sometimes you need to have some kind of different point of view about yourself in order to position yourself from the beginning as someone who could do something different or to bring something different to the world. And it's like it's demanded of you to be some kind of different in that aspect. What do you think?
Well, I think that's a really interesting question. And I think, like, if you look at Bezos or Elon Musk, you look at them and they're not like other leaders. Like, they're not like the kind of leaders I would be helping, training, mentoring to become, because they probably would never make it in another organization because they've been so entrepreneurial. Like, their skill is entrepreneurial. So they're not the same skill sets. Like, we can't look at them and say that's how you create good leaders to go work in other organizations. So they're not models that we would emulate to go become leaders elsewhere. If you want, I'm not even sure you can emulate them, because each one of them is kind of a one-off that had an idea. And then although Elon Musk seems to have multiple ideas.
Yeah, business too.
Yeah, I mean, they continue
the bookstore now,
and then they hire best talent, and then they get to buy ideas. So
right.
I mean, they're fascinating. They're less fascinating to me than ordinary people, actually. Personally, I find ordinary people who learn leadership skills like unendingly fascinating. But I do think that that profile is a really different profile than the leader who leads within an organization and within either like a tech startup or a FANG company, or and each of the FANG companies has a different sort of profile around who succeeds there and what happens and what kinds of skills they look for and what kinds of skills get them elevated and what kinds of skills they need to survive in each ecosystem.
Yeah. I think it's related again to what we said at the beginning about success. How do people see successful people? So are they a prototype or archetype for success? Are they the leaders that we look up to and say, like, I wish my kids would be the next one of them, or not? So what do we
that's
expect?
a great question, right? Like, who do we want our kids to be? My kids are so emotionally healthy and normal. Like,
it's not insinuating anything about them, you know.
No, but they're like, they're not, they're not, it's interesting because they're doing university applications and
Yeah.
they're just, we've been talking for years now because my husband went to Yale, and we've been talking about are they round or pointy? So round being, are they well-rounded, or are they pointy, like really good at one thing? And the kids that are really good at one thing, they kind of are unbalanced into one specific area. My kids are so balanced, like they're just not pointy at all. They have things they're really good at, but they're really, really round. And it's just funny, they're just so round and grounded that it's hard to get them through a university application to make them look like exciting and interesting because they're so round.
Yeah. And I guess that you